Hello there, welcome to Genesis Models. My name is Bob Waldron, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Freedom Model Kits F-20A Tigershark 1/48 scale. Now this is by Freedom Model Kits, who haven't released many kits. One of them, for example, is the X-47B, which is a really nice kit. That one is not brilliant on the fitting, but still a very nice kit, and I've got a feeling this is going to be somewhere around about the same. So it's a relatively new company, so it's good to see these companies sort of take off. So let's have a quick look inside. Hopefully, as you can see, the box art is looking rather cool. We do get a bit of illustration upon a built aircraft there, and we've got 3 sets of markings by the looks of it as well. So let's just open this up and let's get started. Well, let's just jump straight in with the actual nose section here. Now hopefully what you're seeing here is we do have some nice recess rivets, recess panel lines. They are looking of a nice sort of size. They're definitely going to take a wash as these recess panel lines and stuff wrap around those angles. They don't sort of lose the recesses, or they don't fade out or anything like that. Good surface detail going on there. We've got the instrument display panel here. A lot of good detail going on inside there. Hopefully, as you can see, it's you've got recesses, you've got raised areas, bringing out a lot of cool detail. The cockpit tub itself, again, we've got some more buttons and dials going on in there, so that should build up to be quite a cool little cockpit. Moving along to say the rest of the fuselage section. Hopefully, as you've seen here, we've got more surface detail going on with lots of rivets, panels, all in sort of good registry, and looking quite sharp and nice and neat. We've got some air intake stuff going on here, some exhaust, some more surface detail, a hell of a lot of rivets there, which maybe the rivets are sort of a bit too in your face. Maybe they could have done with them scaling them down a little bit, but still a lot of detail going on there. We've got some flaps as well, which we don't have ejector pin marks on the opposite sides, as well as wheel well doors. We've got detail going inside the wheel well doors, but no ejector pin marks, which is just what you want to see. A little bit of detail going inside where the exhaust end is. We have the bottom section of the wing and the fuselage section here. Hopefully, as you've seen there, again, that really sort of lovely detail going on inside there, as well as some wheel well detail, again looking quite lively in there. Moving to say our landing gear as well. Hopefully, as you can see, we've got some good detail in there, and we've also got lots of these little pegs coming off of the landing gear, which what that does, it stops them from putting ejector pin marks actually on the piece itself. So it's good to see them taking care of their ejector pin marks. Here is the exhaust itself next to a little nose section there. We've got some pretty good detail in there, but it is looking a little bit thick, if you ask me. We're moving along to our final sort of big sprue here, where we've got the top halves of the wing section, again with that lovely detail going on just inside there, as well as some other little pieces. We do get some ladders with this. We've got our ejector seat just here as well, which does have a fair bit of detail on there, maybe looking a little bit bulky, but still pretty good looking detail. We've got our wheels as well, got some good detail going on in there. Moving around, if we have a look just inside here, is a bit more wheel well detail, not much detail going on inside there. We've got some more landing gear here as well, again looking rather well detailed. There is, I do believe I can see 2 tiny little ejector pin marks just inside there. You probably get away with them with the wheel well doors, say, up against them. but apart from that, looking rather good. There is, like I have noticed just here and there, tiny bits of flash, but nothing to really sort of complain about. It's not that bad at all. Then what we have here is a whole bunch of sprues just here, where we have I do believe we get 6 AIM 120s just here on two identical sprues. The detail on the AIM 120 is also looking rather good. Good recessed panel line detail in there, as well as rivet work as well. 6 of them all together. We also have some sidewinders as well. Again, you know, same level of detail as the AIM 120, and altogether you get 4 of them, so plenty of air-to-air missiles with this kit. You then also get some smaller fuel tanks with this, 2 of them all together, with all the pylons and everything. There is actually a bigger one that you also get on this bigger sprue over there, and then there's just like a bunch of pylons and stuff to mount all your weapons, which I think there's a couple of different options going on for all them. If you look a little bit closely, the detail, you know, there is a lot of sort of rivet work on there, which is maybe a little bit bigger and out of scale, but you know, still the detail is there. Packaging with this kit overall was okay. It wasn't sort of brilliant, but it wasn't terrible. However, if we do look at our canopy just here, it is looking very, very shiny, very, very crisp. You know, in a different light it does look a little bit sort of rippled slightly, but again, it's in different lights. You can't really tell on camera. On the front part of this canopy here, I don't know if you can see, yeah, you're just picking that up on camera. There was some sort of rubbing in the box, which has left slight little marks on the inside of this front canopy bit, which is rather a shame, because that does look like a cracking canopy, you know, but you're gonna have to sort of like sand that out to make it look good, because that isn't that brilliant. I mean, again, this could be just like a one-off for this particular kit, but my experience is, if it happens to one kit, there's a good chance that it's going to happen to a lot of the rest of them. You do get a bit of photo etch with this, which is maybe a little bit of a gimmick, because I mean, there's not really much photo etch going on in there, but still, there's a bit of photo etch there. You also get these little sort of rubbery type O-rings as well. These are used for the pylons and stuff, so that you can actually, by the looks of it, take the pylons on or off at will. Now this kit costs around about the £33–34 mark, so it's not actually an overpriced kit. It's actually a reasonably priced kit. Now if we just look at the instructions now, you do get a nice little write-up, only a little bit about the actual aircraft. You start off with, as normal, you know, we've got the cockpit, you know, pretty sort of standard kind of setup here. However, if we just bring you maybe a little bit closer with the top cam, just here we do have this whole, bring this nose section 2 halves together. Then we've got this little piece here, C34. I've got a feeling you might have a bit of a gap issue there, or you know, it's not going to look like the rest of the model, but you may do, you might not do. I just got a feeling you might. Moving along, you know, the rest of the build is relatively simple, bringing bringing the 2 wing sections together, the fuselage half coming together on top of our wing section and bottom fuselage section. You've got your flaps and your slats, which you can sort of maneuver them how you want to, so that's rather good to have that variety there as well. What you've also got is the nose section then attaches to our rear fuselage section, so you might have some issues there, especially with these air intakes sort of in the way. You might have a bit of a gap issue there, as well as trying to get in there and actually do any filling or sanding. But apart from that, to move along, you know, it's the relatively simple stuff like landing gear, wheel well doors, you know, the options of open canopy, closed canopy, the different size fuel tanks and what you can take, and then we've got like a nice little call out here for like external stores, which is rather good to sort of let you know what and where you can load what weapons and fuel tanks and everything, as well as the extra ladder. So instructions, they should get you there, no real issues, no real problems. We've got a few kind of nice little options that we can do there. Then we sort of have this, you know, good quality paper, sort of markings and decal call outs, right, where we have like the prototypes, first and second prototype, you know, and then the third prototype in different markings, as you can see just there. You know, rather cool. They do have the call outs for the Mr. Hobby paints as well, or the Mr. Colour paints. And then we have the decals. Now the decals, they do look very much like Hazagiri, Tamiya type decals. They've got that look and feel to them. And if we just open that up, hopefully as you can see there, we've got loads and loads of roundels here, which is rather good that to like keep these as spares, actually, because I mean there's so many different roundels there from so many different countries. You know, you've got a whole bunch of cool spares, which is rather good. The main decal sheet just here, you know, it's all looking in good registry. The writing detail looks pretty goodly detailed. We do have instrument display panels here, but personally I don't like them ones. It is sort of like a glossy sort of finish. They do feel quite thick, but yeah, I mean they should get the job done really. We've got all these different lines as well to help us with the, I do believe it's the first paint scheme, the red one, just so we can sort of probably not have to mask up so perfectly. We can sort of generally mask up where it's red and where it's white, and then these decals can sort of you know, finalize it nice and finely. So yeah, all in all, you know, it's not an expensive kit. You do get a decent bit of plastic for your money. You get a little bit of photo etch in there, some good decals. It is of a prototype aircraft that didn't really make it or sort of, you know, get going really, but it's an interesting sort of a different subject from the usual stuff that you get out there. So it's definitely a big thumbs up from me here at Genesis Models. I wouldn't mind building it again, as everything else that I do here. I wouldn't mind building everything, but never have the time. But yeah, definitely recommended. So hopefully you've enjoyed this inbox review here at Genesis Models. So until next time, my name's Bobby Waldron, and I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you.